know it's late, but I do want to say a few things and take a couple minutes to acknowledge Coach Westervelt. For those of you who don't know, it's his 20th year, officially at least, coaching girls swimming and diving, maybe more or less. But this might be a little redundant for those of you who have heard this before, but Coach Westervelt was my coach at Owego when I was in school. And so I've had the pleasure of not only being his athlete and going through exactly what you've been through, if not a little tougher, but I've also had the pleasure of coaching alongside of him. And so I've seen both perspectives. I've been an athlete and I've been grateful for all the things he's done in my life to prepare me for life. And I've also been behind the scenes now to see how much time and effort he really does devote to this sport. So he doesn't need anything. He has everything he needs, I'm sure.
It's right here.
So it was, take some moments to listen about yourself. So I wanted to acknowledge him with something, and I thought of a scrapbook. So it seems kind of girly and silly maybe, but I wanted to be able to share memories of how you've impacted the swimmers and divers over the 20 years that you've been a coach. So in this book, and I hope that he keeps it out so you guys can read some if you haven't. In this book, there's over 35 letters or words of thank you from athletes that he's coached. There's over 20 years of words from athletes that he's coached, and pictures and memories. And I finally took the time to read through it the other night, and it was really heartfelt. It touched my heart. I mean, they weren't for me, but it still was just crazy to see the impact that he's had on over 2 decades of people. And a lot of the words that came up that were in common were things like, best coach I've ever had. You taught me life lessons, not just how to do a certain stroke. Or you've had an impact on me that I now share with my kids or my team. Or you've taught me things that I never learned anywhere else. So I hope that you read through it, but I am gonna read my page. And here it is. There's a picture of Coach Westervelt and I at Racket Lake back in 2012. And there's a picture of us, must have been 2021 or something because it was during COVID. And then there's a picture of us at my wedding, because that's the type of impact he's had on athletes. So I'll never forget you recruiting me in PE class in 2006. I showed you some flips off the diving board, and you said, that'll do. He knew I was a gymnast, so. I joined the diving team, and I loved it. Then my best friend convinced me to play volleyball for 2 years, and although I had fun hanging out with her, it was not a memorable experience. So in 10th grade, I came to my senses and joined the diving team again. My best friend joining may have helped, LOL. From that moment on, my life was positively influenced by you in many ways. From conquering our fears at Racket Lake, to learning what it means to dedicate yourself to something bigger than yourself, and teammates turning into family, you taught me more than what a good swim team looks like. You taught me life lessons. For many years, I thrived in life because you prepared me for the highs and lows of what the world would throw at me. You taught me how to make hard decisions, how to focus my energy to be productive, and how to motivate myself. Fast forward about 7 years, coaching with you opened my eyes to how much time you dedicate to your athletes. As your athlete, I saw you as a great coach. As your co-coach, I realized you are the most committed coach I have ever met. The amount of time you spend researching best practices, recruiting new kids, making lineups, training the younger generation, strategically wording your pre-practice messages, controlling your emotions to spark motivation, finding videos, music, workouts to help the team, creating team bonding games, and much, much more is mind-blowing. I'm truly convinced you sleep in your office and you do not go home. Not only did you mold me to be the best athlete I could be, you are now setting the standard for what an excellent coach looks like. I have learned so much from you in and out of the pool. Thank you for your time, dedication, dedication, and excitement for the sport and the athletes you coach. Congratulations on 20 plus years.